Right, so like I say, cash rules everything around me. Dollar bills, y'all. Anyway, we're gonna be talking about money, savings, investments, right? So, boom, let's go. First of all, what's your idea of money? What's your concept of money?
Well,
and I guess what you're gonna tell me is what your concept is now. So go on, yeah.
No, it varies. I would say when I was younger, I didn't have any value when it came to money. I didn't really value money as such because I didn't think about how hard it was to produce it when I was younger. I just never I never really understood the concept of it because I wasn't made aware. As I got older and I started working myself, I started realizing that the concept of why I started realizing that money is pretty much as important as life is. And it is. It's important.
So what is money to you? What is money?
To me now?
Well, yeah, what is money?
Money is something that you have to afford to, it's something that can afford a lifestyle you want, to me. And it's a sense of freedom, gives you a sense of freedom, sense of stability. Yeah.
Okay. Alright, well, ooh. Damn, I don't know if it's this tea that I'm drinking here. I feel kind of weird. Anyway, money, to me, and I've learned this like over the years, but obviously, same in the beginning, you see money as that thing that you need to just do all the crazy stuff in the world, right? I shouldn't even say that, because I've come from the Caribbean, grew up in Grenada, and having money meant that you could have a lot more comfort in life. Not just comfort, but you can guarantee where your meal comes from, you can guarantee, your living circumstances, whether you go on holiday, all these kinds of things, right? Especially when you're not in a society where you can rely on the government and stuff like that for benefits. But growing up, and as of today, and I've known for the past few years, money is a tool. That's all it is a tool. Because before we had money, we were using the bartering system, where we'd exchange goods for goods or goods for services, and so on. So money is still just a tool.
And it is like a promise. Money is just a promise that you are given the value of something to someone. It's not necessarily like the actual paper is worthless, but the value we've placed on it is what's...
Yes, it's a way of standardizing things. So it's a tool that's used to standardize things.
Yeah.
So there's a body, the bank, central bank, that says, if I give you this, based on inflation or whatever, how we value money, this thing that I give you means that you now have the power to gain X amount of things or do X amount of things, because we have an understanding amongst everyone that this means whatever. Right. So, in terms of like growing up, what was it like for you? What was the financial situation like for you? What were you taught in terms of respecting money and the value of it and what it can do for you and all these things? Or were you even taught anything in that aspect?
No. No. But I don't think so I remember my mom in Nigeria, my dad worked and my mom had a little side hustle, and she would always make money and save it. I always knew that we weren't allowed to touch that money, or we never had an interest in touching money because it was no value to us at the time. So I remember knowing that my mom was big on saving, and my dad was not. I remember that. But I think that kind of sent a confusing message for me, because on the one sense, I never knew. I knew that there's a value to money, and you must save or keep something for a rainy day. But in the same breath, I never had a great relationship with money because I just never understood the value of it. I keep saying that, but I never understood the value of it. So when I had it, I would just spend it.
Okay, and in regards to like school and stuff like that, what were you taught about it? Were you taught to respect it? Were you taught to use it in any type of way? How to manage it? Any of these?
No. And also, I studied. Well, I danced, but during my whole study in the arts, I was never taught how to manage or how to look after my finance, or how to, apply for how to do your self-assessment, and for all things I had to learn.
And I guess that's the next thing that has to be specified. Like, we grew up under completely different circumstances. You grew up here, where there's like so many ways to get access to finance, so many ways to aid you if you fall short in terms of managing your finances and all these things. So it's kind of mad that in a place like this they don't really teach you anything.
Yeah, unless you study business or you study some form of law that has to do with finance.
But even then, a lot of the stuff, they don't really tell you the things that matter to you.
No.
They tell you what works for businesses and how to use it to benefit the business.
I find that it's a shame though, because you have all these self-employed, I would say all the self-employed artists, including myself, who literally had to learn as they go, and that's like one of the most fundamental aspects of being freelance, is that you must do your self-assessment. You must know how to do it and feel confident doing it. So I found that I found that really strange, and I don't know why it's never been put as an importance. It's just as important as your craft, because that's how you keep making more money.
So they didn't really do much about that in school for you guys. I mean, even for me, I can't even say that they really taught us much about it in school. It's just a thing of, like, growing up. I guess most people I knew growing up, we came from this type of background where our parents would be working maybe 2 and 3 jobs, or, every month it feels like things are tight, or, you're not living that type of life where everything is grand, or you don't live in a big house. So just keeping an eye on your savings is just something that you just had to do in order to survive. So for instance, like, if you go to school, you have to worry about food, or paying money to be in the school food program, or even just buying books every year, buying uniform. All these things made sure you had to think about money more. So it's not even a thing where we were taught about it much in school, in terms of how to manage money for yourself and how to progress and how to, like, build on your wealth and all that. It's just a thing of, if you're studying accounts, which I did at one point, you have to understand how to balance your budget and all these things. But that was it. A lot of things I've learned has just been from experience, and also, like, because mommy had to do several jobs while I was at university, I just didn't want to pressure her or burden her. And also growing up, mommy was the one that was, like, in charge of the finances. Like, mommy would always be the one that's telling daddy how to sort out the finances to make sure we have, like, emergency money, rainy day funds, all these kinds of things, right? So that's why I have a few videos about how to do savings and all these things. So go check it out. Anyway, right. So now that you're bigger, what do you have? What do you have in place? Like, what are some of the strategies you are implementing for yourself, and why? Like, what are the struggles that made you implement these things?
It's still a work in progress. I'm still working on it.
Yeah, that's fine. You should always be updating things.
At this present moment, if I'm being honest, I don't have a strategy, but I have looked like a few months ago. A few months ago, we made a budget, and that was helpful for the time that we needed it, because it really did help us understand how much and what we're spending on and why and how to manage it. But soon after, I haven't been consistent with that.
Oh, I'm glad you
We
said
haven't been
No. Please.
We are a team. We haven't been consistent.
No.
But it's a work in progress.
Because I'm always like, do you enter that in the budget, right? And I'll do it just now. And then you can bring the cow to the water. You cannot force it to drink.
I think you just have to keep learning. You have to get used to it. It's like with anything, you have to get used to a certain pattern.
Okay, so what have you done? What have you implemented so far? What have you done in order to help you with your savings or investments or any of these things? What?
Investment? Not right now. I will invest, yeah. But
why you say not right now, as if like you have all the time in the world to do it?
Oh, I have a life insurance.
I guess that counts as something.
I have a life insurance. You never know. No.
So that's it.
Well, I'm gonna tell everyone that, Aaron. You can off me.
No.
You get all them.
I'm just asking you.
So no, I haven't. I started making movement, and my thing is, okay, so my plan is that when...
Do you have a pension plan? Because a lot of times you don't have to do anything. Once you're working, the businesses usually introduce you or add you to a pension plan. They'll give you an option, and you
I have
say
a
yes or no.
pension, not a pension.
You have a pension?
Well, government pension.
Okay. Alright, so, matter of fact, yeah. Right now, I have different savings accounts. I can't say that I have lots of money in them. I can't say that at all. But something I'm building on. I do have a pension plan, private pension. That one, so wherever I've worked before, they've put money into the pension plan for you. It comes like a part of your benefit package. Some companies offer that, others don't. If you're not working for a company that does it or you're freelancing, try and put money aside, right? That's for when you finish work and all of that, with retirement and all these things, right? The next thing is, something that I do have, right, is I have several bank accounts, right? I have an emergency fund, I have savings, obviously, and what's the other one? Something like a rainy day. There are differences. The savings is just the money I put away that I'm trying to build up, for something, right? The emergency fund is for if, like, very, very serious case, hospital, you need to go, boom, immediate, right? And the rainy day fund is the one that's for, let's say you lose your job and you need to have money to tick over until you get the next job. So for the rainy day fund, for instance, you want to keep at least 3 months worth of money in there. I want to say 3 months worth of money. Enough money for rent for, let's say, 2 to 3 months. For your bills for about 2 to 3 months. Food, like the necessities for you to survive. That's the rainy day fund. The emergency one, like I said, just set the figure, whatever it is, for emergency. If you want to have at least $1,000, £1,000, whatever it is in there, try and get up to that amount and make sure you always have that. You don't touch that at all. And then you have your savings where you're saving whether it's for holiday, blah, 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 whatever it is. If you're also thinking like futuristic, Make sure you have some money on the side for pension. So have money going towards your pension, which is something that I have as well set up. And in terms of investments, now when people hear investments, they always think like in putting money in the stock market. Which, I mean, that is a good idea.
Invest in yourself, in your education, and what you want to achieve in the future.
Yeah.
You are an investment.
So what are you doing in that case then?
Well, I'm investing in myself. So that's all these people need to know. But I am.
So you're doing like courses and all these things to help build yourself.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That's
investing in myself. And then I'm doing some facials, investing in my skin.
Yeah.
Investing in oneself.
So that's a big investment there. You need to always be like just doing courses, because this type of investment actually helps you in the long run. It allows you to develop your skills, and therefore you'll be making more money hopefully at the end of it, or you'll be improving your skills, or you'll be calming your mind so you're able to rest better and just feel more comfortable. Let's say you invest in just doing some yoga, or invest in going to the gym or working out or something. You know, all these are good investments.
I definitely invest in that. Definitely invest.
Yeah. So try and create different savings buckets. Okay, so the next thing is also, let me ask you, right? When you went to the bank, right? You just created an account, right? You just opened an account.
Mhm. But I was about 17 when I created the account.
And have you created any other since? Have you?
I've been with the same bank society since.
Yeah, but you have other bank accounts, don't you?
I have other bank accounts, yeah.
Well, right, that's what I mean. Have you created other accounts?
Yeah.
So how did you create those accounts?
I just went to the bank and then they suggested which account I should use. So yeah.
That's the next thing. You have to remember the bank is doing what's in their best interest, right? You need to actually look to see the types of accounts banks have, and you need to know what it is you want to do with the money, because I might want to do one sort of thing with my money. I might be thinking of saving some money for like the next 5-10 years that I don't want to touch. You might be thinking, oh, you just want to save some money for your next holiday. Those are two completely different sets of things.
Yeah.
If we both just walk into the bank and say we want an account,
The same account.
they just give us a simple account where they probably charge us a fee and that's it.
Yeah.
Whereas
True.
if you look into the bank and you see the different types of accounts they have, you will get higher interest based on the type of savings plan that you want. Because there are some that if you promise not to touch the money for a while, you get a higher rate of interest, because the bank now they have a better guarantee. They know the money will be there. They can loan it out on mortgages. They can do whatever it is. So look for the type of account that you need based on what you want to do with your money. Alright? That's the thing. If you know it's to put down to buy a car or a house or something, that's money you're going to be saving for probably like 2 years, 3 years, whatever the case might be. You know you're not going to touch that. Lock it in a higher interest rate. Something that'll help you make money faster, because you have to remember the banks are using your money to loan out to get stuff.
True.
So get the most out of it. That's the thing people don't do. And that's something I started doing a bit more recently. I actually look to see who offers a better rate. Even switch accounts if you need to.
Yeah.
Especially when you see banks are doing like an introductory thing, right? If they say if you open your account you get like £50 or $50, you just say boom, I take my money out of this account, I move it over there, I get the $50, I keep it in for a few months. If the rates are better, you keep it. If not, you just take your money and move it back. You have to know how to use the system. It's a tool. They're using you, so don't feel any type of way.
Yeah.
They don't feel any type of way. They just take their money when the time comes to take their interest and so on. Alright, so what would be your tips on how to help people with savings? Actually, not even just that. What do you think about people? What do you have any issues in terms of spending, like any spending habits, bad spending habits you think that could help you with savings and things like that?
I'm very impulsive, and that's my problem. That's my downfall. I'm very, very impulsive. Very impulsive.
What does that mean? You're very impulsive.
I could walk into Tiger and just buy things that I probably don't need. I'm very impulsive. I think I tend to get what I like at the moment, what I think I want, like many other people. Or if I go to a clothing store, I might see something that I didn't think I'd buy, and then I really like it.
You know what's funny about this? What's real funny about this that
What?
I find funny? Because growing up in the Caribbean, if you have a piece of clothing that is good, it fits you nice, you like it, you just keep it. I have clothes that's over 10, maybe 15 years old. I don't care, it's comfortable, it doesn't have any holes, it's fine.
It doesn't have
Right? So guess what?
Questionable.
That means I don't have to go buying no set of new t-shirts, no trousers, nothing, because the ones I have, they're still good. Especially these ones these days, you buy them, you wear them twice, you throw them in the washer, and they're gone. That's the kind of society they want. So I'm not going to just go out and just throw my money buying clothes.
I do feel like buying clothes is an environmental issue, though. And that's something that I'm trying to stop, because I'm trying to work on my carbon footprint.
But look at this, right? You seeing it in terms of an environmental... It's an environmental issue for my wallet. Simple as that, right?
But
the environment
I also,
in my wallet does not agree with it.
Of recently, I started doing like a whole... I've started this whole minimalist kind of thing. So it's actually helped me, because I don't really buy that much anymore, because I always question, do I need it? Why do I want to get it?
Really?
Yeah.
First thing you could do to try and save is cut back. Forget about even thinking, oh, you know, I need a better job to make more money. You're spending money that you don't need to be spending
what about
right
you?
now. That's what... Well, that's the thing. For me...
What do you prefer, cooking? Do you eat out? What about you?
I prefer cooking. But I don't want to... Yes. But I don't want to cook every time. Guaranteed. I prefer cooking, but I don't want to cook all the time. I get tired and bored of it.
Yeah, he doesn't want to cook at all.
That's not true. You know I cook most of the times.
You cook.
But
You cook.
But
I'm not going to say most of the time.
I do cook most of the times.
You cook.
Most of the times I cook.
You cook.
Anyway, I cook most of the times, right? I don't like cooking every day. Because if I cook like a large pot, by the time the end of the day or the next day, it's all gone.
That's what happens.
I don't
when you
like
cook.
that.
Food goes.
I
when
don't
we
like
eat.
that. No. I'm kind of person is when you cook. I guess, like I said, it's based on where I grew up in the environment and knowing you have to conserve and be mindful of money. I don't just go and say, oh, there's food, so let me just eat it all out because more will come. No, when we cook food, we say, all right, the food is there. We know we have to manage that. That's how I do stuff when I cook. So, yes.
But then you favor taking out, which is a waste of money.
I don't.
So,
what are you talking about?
Okay.
I don't.
We'll agree to disagree, Aaron. It's fine.
Okay.
We'll just agree to disagree.
Alright.
But personally for me, one of the things that I don't actually like doing, and actually, it's something that I actually need to be better at, is spending on food for myself, because I never did that. I don't like doing that. So for me, I find that I don't eat out often, and I don't choose to do so. I'd rather cook everything I eat, and my palate can be quite samey. I can eat the same thing consistently for months.
I cannot.
And I will have no problem with that.
I will die. I can't eat. After 3 days, I'm sick and tired of it. I need something else. I need to try different texture, different flavor. I can't do that.
But this is where me and you differ in the sense that you would like to eat out or
no, it's
order
not
out.
Eat out.
Order in.
Different. I want to change in texture, flavor, and stuff like that. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, yes, but then in order for you to do that, you have to cook.
Yes.
Or you take out.
It's not
take
cook
in.
or take out. Cook and cook other things.
But this is the thing. Okay, so I like eating. I don't mind eating the same food all day. So that's why.
And not just that, you just like eating just salad. I cannot do that.
Salad.
If I eat salad alone, I'll just be losing weight. Matter of fact, I'm losing weight because Happy's just making salad, and I'm there, and I'm like, okay.
Where's the rice?
I've just cooked yesterday or the day before, and I just can't eat salad, and I can't wait another hour to eat. I'll just go get some fries, or just get like a wrap or something like that, and I'm tired. I can't do that. So yes, at those times I'll spend money to get something, but I don't want to. So the whole point about this is cut back where you can, right? I'm not saying you have to give up on everything. Just cut back on where you can. Like the things we do back home in the Caribbean. You walk out of a room, you switch the lights off. You're brushing your teeth, you turn the tap off. Here, that's like a concept people don't even know. They'll walk out of a room and the lights will be on. Nobody cares. They're brushing their teeth, water's running, they'll be talking to somebody, water's still running. And I'm there like, yo, just switch the tap off, switch the lights off. Like,
he's talking about me.
It's lived experiences, so I'm living it. It's lived experience. And my thing is, yes, if the bills, like the light might be included in this, or you have to check the light and it might not be some crazy amount, but still, if you could save on that. Remember, these little things, they pile up after 12 months. Like when I used to be going to the gym, me and one of my brethren, right, we were spending something like, that was back in the day, like about £65 or whatever per month to go to the gym. Right? It was like a top gym and all of that. And then when I calculated it, I'm like, hold on. That's like 800 and something, almost £1,000 a year just going to the gym. And I'm like, yo, this doesn't make sense. I just found a cheaper gym that was closer to me, so I have to cut down on transportation. Cheaper gym,
cheap.
And I could still do everything I needed to do. So I was saving money there. So cut back on the things you can, right? If you have to go certain places, you don't necessarily need to take transportation. Walk or invest in a bicycle or something. Like you go in grocery shopping, make a list. Like they say, make a list, check it twice. Go through all the things that you need. Write stuff down before you go to the grocery store, because what tends to happen, and the grocery stores are designed that way, they put all the things that you don't need but are tempting in your path to get to the things that you need. So to get to the bread, you have to go past all the candy and all these things, right? They do that on purpose. So think, write down everything you need. Eat before you go shopping. Little things like that will help you, right?
So my tip will be investing yourself, whether that means for you investing in yourself, your education, or investing in your future, investing in your business, or just purely investing in your mental health. These are all really vital, important things for you to.
And how have you done some of these things?
Well, yeah, I'm investing in my future, my education, and.
So you're going to be doing a course.
Yeah.
Also, I saw you got like a yoga thing that you do.
Yeah, so I invested in a yoga because I love doing yoga. During lockdown, I felt like I needed something that wasn't just workout, because I can train myself, but what I need is a session, a thing, a guide. I need guidance in calming down and releasing stress, and yoga is how I do so. So I invested in an app.
I love free stuff. First thing I did, I went online and I googled free courses. Found a ton of them.
Yeah.
Sign up for a bunch of them.
But then if it's not free and it's something that's going to benefit you, I would just say
yeah.
nothing is wrong with investing in that as well, because whatever we're all humans, we all learn. Every day is learning and
double points for me though, because I invested in myself and I saved money.
Got it for free.
Double points for me.
I'm not mad at that. It saved us money, so it's fine.
Let me see. I'll probably put a thing that goes blip, blip, right there.
Yeah, and I just think invest in your relationship, invest in people that you are around. I would just say invest in yourself, whatever that means.
What's that saving you money?
I
want to save money. I want to. Yeah.
Well, life.
No, you're right.
Combination of money doesn't necessarily equate to complete happiness.
Yes,
I've never
that's
been
true.
that person to believe that.
In the whole thing, yes, invest in the people around you. Make sure you build on your network, right?
Yeah.
The next thing is regarding investing. When you hear investing, a lot of times people just think, oh yeah, I need to make sure I buy like stocks and shares. If you can, then why not? But you have to always remember.
It's like gambling.
It's not like gambling. There's research that goes into it, right? There's things you can tell, like if you invest in corn or wheat or something like that, at certain times during the year, these places would be, it'd be drier, these places would be wet. It's, sentiment, how people feel, during the winter time in countries like here, people get the flu, so you might invest in some pharmaceutical companies. There's different things, but anyway, you can speak to a financial advisor, right? But you don't have to just invest in that. You could invest in trusted friends, not just friends, but people that you believe in and trust in, right? You could invest together with people. So if somebody have a really good idea, or you have a good idea and you want to get people to be like investors for you, with you, you guys come together and you go ahead, and whether it's to buy a property to rent, or buy a vehicle to rent, or start up a business, whatever it is, go ahead, invest in each other, invest in your friends, invest in your circle, build on your circle. If there's one person in your circle that's weak, then the whole team is weak. So invest in building that other person up to help build your whole circle up, right? So that's a huge part of investing too. People just think when it comes to investing, it's all about yourself. No, it's about the team around you as well. What else would you say?
I think that's it.
Yeah. So make sure you have the rights to the savings account, right? All these things, just do research. If you go to the bank to open an account, ask the clerk. Ask them to tell you about the different types of accounts. Let them know what you're trying to do. Ask them what's the best type of account that will get you the best interest rates, right? Then, like you said, invest in yourself, invest in the people around you. We also said cut back on your expenditures. That's the fastest way to build on your savings and have money for investments and things like that. Cut back on your spendings, on the expenditure. So you try and keep more money coming in, and you try and reduce the amount of money going out. Always, as well, try to make lists of the things you do. That way you can check them off as you go along, right? Once you could see stuff and you could see the changes and the progress, you'll start making progress yourself. Yeah?
Yeah.
So when are you gonna create your accounts and start saving?
Well, I have them. It's just not. It just hasn't been. I haven't focused on it yet. I haven't.
I
shall do that.
And your pension plan?
Let's just. Yeah.
Your pension plan? So, hopefully that helps some of you guys. Any more tips that you guys have, just drop us a line, let us know. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. There'll be more stuff coming soon. Anything you want to add, like I said, drop it in the comment below. Any questions you want to ask, go ahead.
Ask away. and he'll
Yeah.
answer.
Make sure you ask her about when she's doing the pension plan and how the savings are going.
Ask.
Right?
Don't ask.
Anyway, take care of yourselves and see you guys soon.
Bye.
Alright.
Au revoir.
Yep. Tot ziens.
Tot ziens. Doei. Dag.